Hello, everyone. Um, Looking forward to the Andromeda against Rift Sharks Round 1 playoff series. We should be getting into draft in about 5 minutes, but before that, we're going to do some discussion about what we're looking for. So, the rosters for the game are up right now. I have Stav casting with me, first cast for him, so that's super exciting. Make sure you show him some love in
Hello.
the chat.
Hello, hello. Good to be here. I'm looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I'm
This
excited to see
is,
if Rift Sharks can break their mental barrier against Andromeda.
yeah, I think the first time they played each other, Andromeda went 2-0, and then recently Rift Sharks lost the second one 2-1. So I think it begs the question: what does Rift Sharks think they can pull out here? Why did they select to play Andromeda here?
Rift Sharks was third seed,
Oh,
so Andromeda
right.
picked them.
Right. Oh my goodness, you're so right. Well, I guess that's why Andromeda picked them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple lanes I want to look at real quick before we get into draft. Um, Top lane has uh, been a little bit of a struggle for Drago going into Arnie. Um, he had one good performance against Arnie Sion on Aatrox, but other than that, we've seen Arnie go even or win in lane every time, and that's not what I expect from Drago to continue, especially in a playoff situation. So I'm curious to think what you think they're gonna be prioing for top bands.
I mean, looking at their previous games, the only two champions that Drago's played into that Arnie has picked are the Renekton and the Scion. Um, I frankly don't see a world in which Rift Shark lets the Renekton through. I think it was a very, very big part of um, why Andromeda was winning those games, is just Arnie being an absolute menace on that champion. So I think it's going to be interesting to see, do they ban out the Renekton? Um, what other threats are Rift Sharks potentially worried about that Arnie could pull out? Uh, and what does Drago want to play into it? Because we know that Drago loves Riven.
Yep.
Um, but if we look at what uh, statistically does well into Riven, that's going to be things that are tanky or ranged. And I don't think that Arnie plays any ranged champions too heavily, but I mean, like, he's been known to pull out the Malphite. I think that Siren in particular is not a great tank into Riven, but
Yeah, I think all of his
maybe.
other champs perform well into Riven, and I don't know. Shout out Arnie playing on that New Zealand 180 ping is
Oh my goodness, yeah,
performing super well on top this season.
heck yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, jungle matchup between Hidiri and Jonah is always exciting, but we've had that happen a lot. I haven't seen Joel play into Gruer very much. I don't think they've lined up, at least this season, for either of their series. And Joel into Gruer is always interesting because Joel plays these like really safe, far back, like backline mages, and then Gruer plays. I mean, he plays like Syndra and stuff like that, but he also plays Echo and the Assassins and stuff like that, and Tristana and Lucian. So that's going to be something to look out for. And then, of course, we have Dean Eric reunited at last in the bot lane for a playoff series, throwback to KGS. Obviously, they were together for Rift Sharks last season too, but this is the first time this season. No, that's not true. They've played together already this season, but it was for one series. So this is Eric's second series this season. And he brings a lot to their team that, with Jacob not being there, you get a more tanky engage option rather than Jacob's Enchanters, um, which Dean has champs that perform better with Enchanters, but he also has champs that really like the engage. Um, so should be interesting. Honan and Dad have obviously been performing really well this season. One of our better bot lanes in the league, but Eric and Dean have that innate synergy from playing together for so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that
So we're already in draft.
honestly.
Sorry to cut
Oh,
you
we
off.
are okay. Yeah, I think the Bard ban is pretty normal into Dad. interesting that they want to ban the Ziggs into Joel. I would expect the Xerath would be more high priority, but I do have a theory that they want to leave the Xerath up because, like you said earlier, Brewer has been known to play things like the Tristana. He is known specifically for his Echo, which is getting banned away now. I guess it's just battles of the one tricks at this point.
Yeah,
With Sharks
I
banning
was
all three of
worried.
the one tricks
I
that
was worried that Rift
Andromeda
Sharks
has.
were gonna ban Kane because they thought Apari was playing, but it looks like they do know that Joda's playing, so they're gonna ban the
Mhm.
Shyvana away.
Do we think that Rift Sharks is going to first pick the? Do we think that Rift Sharks is going to first pick the Renekton here? Because can they afford to let it go over to Arnie? Okay, and they
They're
they
just
pick
gonna
the
take the
Renekton,
Aatrox
the
Renekton matchup, I
Aatrox. Yeah,
guess.
I think that is actually the one lane that Drago has won into Arnie. So it's going to be really interesting to see this comeback. I can't imagine that Andromeda wasn't expecting this lane matchup to happen. So maybe Arnie has looked into and played a bunch into an Aatrox
Oh, and we're immediately seeing the Volibear hovered.
and locked in.
Yeah, strong jungle pick for Jonah there. Hidiri has a lot of answers into it though. He likes playing into these drain tanks. He has the Kane. He has I know he's been well known for his Karthus that not necessarily good into volley, but you just avoid volley reverse clear into him and you farm up really fast. So
Mm-hmm.
curious to see what he'll pick here instead of opting
Oh,
for the
Wukong.
Wukong.
Yeah, I think that's a Hidiri jungle comfort pick. The only other time we've seen him play jungle, I believe, on Rift Sharks was on Wukong. So that really does make sense. No, he played jungle into MVP most recently. Second game he played was on Wukong, and he performed pretty well on it. So honestly, I'm not surprised there, especially given that his other pick was Rammus, which you're not gonna pick this early on.
Yep,
The
and then
Varus for Dean,
makes sense.
yeah,
Good pick. A lot of
yeah.
flexibility and build path options. And it is a hate pick away from Honan, who has been a Varus Jin merchant this season.
hmm I I don't think I would be surprised to just see Jin picked up here because you don't want to. Yep, there we go. Because you don't want to let that through, um, and potentially get banned out round two. And Honan has been absolutely monstrous on that champion.
Seeing more bans towards Joel from Andromeda. I'm expecting to see some dad bans. Yeah, we're seeing the Ash ban to go with prevent it from being picked along the Jin.
hmm
And we're hovering. No, we're just gonna hover Malzahar instead of banning Ash. What are they planning? Oh, they're gonna ban Lucian. Okay. I don't know if you need to ban Lucian here. They're already 3 AD. I mean, Foley's a
I
tank,
think
but
I. hmm, Yeah, I mean, I think that if you pick something super safe for Joel, the Lucian isn't really your biggest threat. I think the biggest problem that you might face playing into Brewery here is the Tristana. He was looking pretty scary on it, and it is really good into low mobility control mages.
we're seeing
I
the
was
cast ban
I
now
was
as
even
well.
wondering if Andromeda wanted to leave the Xerath up to bait Joel
Zillion?
into picking it.
We're playing Zillion in 2024?
Hmm.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen this from
What's
Dad yet, but I'm sure he has experience on
Mhm.
it. It's
Mhm.
just, I don't know. Zillion's kit feels so outdated.
I think it really depends on what they want their last pick to be. Because if Greer is picking something that wants to dive in, then I think the Zillion makes sense. But why would you pick a Zillion here when you already have a Volibear for frontline? You can just pick another strong frontliner, and like the Aatrox and the Wukong might be able to dive you, but I don't know. Maybe it does
Maybe it's
make
for
sense.
speeding up volley? I don't know. I still don't
It
love
might,
it.
yeah, it might be for stronger engages if he just presses E on the Volibear.
They let Syndra for Greer through. They banned Cass over Syndra. That's a really interesting decision. But
Mm.
Richards has also picked Thresh and Veigar. Um, Thresh is right up along other champs in Eric's wheelhouse, so I'm not surprised about
Mhm.
that. I don't know how much Veigar we've seen from Joel. Do you mind checking
Yeah, I can check.
that? And I will make assets for everything. I think these are pretty cut and dry in terms of who's playing in what lane.
He's played 7 Vagar games in total, um, like in season 7. Oh wait, is this? I think this might be all champ, all players. Hold on, let me. This is an absurd amount of games. Um, okay, yeah, we've seen him pick it twice. He went 50-50 on it. He picked it once into Spectres and once back on Midwives into Milky Way.
I see. Let
So
me pull up these past performances though. Nothing too surprising here. Jonah's first timing the volley, and Data's first timing the
mhm.
Zillion. But other than that, I mean, we know Honen's a Jin merchant. We know Guru's cracked on the
Yep.
Syndra. Arnie's had really good performances on Renekton. Drago is still undefeated on the Aatrox.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really interesting top lane matchup, and both junglers have picked something that's going to be strong. Um, I think. I don't know if this is true. I don't really know what junglers do. Um, but I think it'd be really interesting because both junglers have picked stuff that has mid game pressure on top lane. Like once Wukong gets level 6, once Volibear gets level 6, you really open up a lot of potential in that top lane.
Yeah, there's some pretty heavy dive threat coming out from Andromeda, and counter dive for Riftrix is really strong with Wukong ult and Veigar
Mm-hmm.
cages, Varus ult, Thresh ult. Like, it's gonna be interesting. I think objective fights are gonna be really important this game. We have Zillion with some pretty good crowd control around chokes. But then
Mm-hmm.
you also have the Veigar cage, the Wukong ult.
Syndra just
Um,
commanding space. Uh, I think Andromeda does get outscaled a little bit here. On the side of Riftrix, you have like the Vagar, you have the Varus, you have, I mean, Aatrox. I don't think he's a super scaler, but he certainly scales better than Renekton. Um,
Let
so,
me mute this real quick.
yep.
There we go. Yeah, so players are all in lobby. We're gonna get into game um, about 3-4 minutes. Season records, I think, are pretty interesting. We see Drago's basically carrying the Aatrox win rate this season, keeping it positive.
Yeah, by a
Wukong's
wide margin.
Wukong is really good this season. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Mason and Julian picks, I think.
Yep.
Varus and Jhin are some of our more popular champs in the bot lane this season. Thresh is not good this season. Wonder what Honan has to say about that.
Tell him in chat.
No, he's in
Oh,
game.
he's in game,
I
right?
hope.
Yeah. What am I thinking?
um,
Real.
Other than that,
Uh, what do we think Dean is going to build on the Varus here? I think they have enough sustained damage with the Wukong Vagar Aatrox, and frankly, I don't know if he's going to be allowed to get close to the enemy team. So this might be a good poke Varus game if there ever was one for Dean. I know he hates that build. But if I were Dean in this situation, I would go Hail of Blades and try and build poke here.
I don't know. Personally, I think on hit is better here.
But like, what is he? Who can he get close to? You know, that's my question. If he walks in auto range of Renekton, he's dead. If he walks within auto range of Syndra, he's dead. If he walks within auto range of Zillion, he's just going to get slowed and run on by the Volibear and Ecton. I just the only person he can
Maybe.
maybe go toe to toe with is the Jin, um, because if he can survive one round from the Jin, then any lethal tempo AD carry will win, right? Um,
Right. I think you don't have like a traditional frontliner with the Varus, but Thresh is there. And if you use everything on the Varus, if you're Andromeda, then Aatrox and Vhagar Wukong kind of just beat you.
yeah, I mean, I guess you're right with the counter dive. It might be like a let the Varus get dove and then engage on the diver
And
sort of angle.
I don't think poke Varus gets that much done here. Like, I don't know. You need someone to be able to kill the Volian Renekton if Aatrox falls behind.
Hmm.
And Syndra is gonna be one shot by Vhagar if Vhagar gets stacks. Like that doesn't really matter. So you don't
Yeah,
need the poke for her. Jin kind of
and
just dies when Wukong engages on him. So I don't know. I think you could go either way. Either one has merits.
yeah, I personally would go poke Varus in this game, but I think it's up to the player.
We'll find out
Uh,
soon, I
the
imagine.
neither team really has. I think Andromeda might be more pressed to go for grubs here in this game, just because they have the Volibear and the Renekton who just want to perma be in a side lane. Actually, maybe not the Vol. Yeah, I think the Volibear can play side lane pretty hard. He doesn't have TP because he's the jungler, but
I don't know. Maybe Jonah took TP Smite.
maybe. But like realistically, if the Aatrox falls behind, who can match the Renekton? And even if the Aatrox gets ahead, who can match both the Renekton and the Volibear in a side lane? Syndra, Jin, Zillion have really good wave clear to just not let you siege mid. It could be a good 1-3-1 angle.
Yep. We're loading into game here.
And it
Got
does
it.
look like it's going to be the on hit Varus for Dean.
Yes, sir. Got the new skin too.
Mm-hmm. They're just matching down there. Dad playing with the goaded Zillion skin.
I realize no one can actually see this right now, so let me. What happens if I do this? Oh, right. Dina's poor and has it set to 1080p. I forgot.
We just get a real big view of Aatrox and Wukong. That's all we really need.
True. Worst Wukong skin, by the way.
He looks
Uh,
like he looks like a child. I feel like the
yeah, I don't know.
Wukong
League is not
Battle
loading right
Academia.
now.
I mean, Battle Academia Wukong. The point is to have him look like a high schooler, right? Because it's like Academia or Battle Academia. It's like high school themed or like magical high school themed. But it doesn't suit Wukong for me. It's such a small screen.
Yeah, I mean, I can maybe move it to.
You can. Hmm. Do you need to be on borderless? Can you just put it on like
I'm
full
full
screen?
screen. It's a lot harder, but we can try. Let me make sure everything is ready. It also freezes like this for like a really long time for some reason. We're about to get in game though. So let me swap that over for us.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yep, stream looks good.
Yeah. If it's easier for you, I can stream OBS.
No, this is fine. I'm just taking a look at. I'm just looking at both.
Also, I'm not sure why, but my zoom out is not working.
Oh,
Yeah. Um,
I don't think it's like an official hotkey.
oh, it is. Think anyway. Does anyone know why Control-Shift-Z doesn't work?
I don't know, maybe try again.
I've tried it like 4 times.
Okay, well, we might just have to look at the game zoomed in like plebeians.
Minions have spawned.
That's okay though. Uh, kind of interesting that we're not seeing. It looks like it's just going to be a standard 5-point. I guess neither team really has any super good level 1 CC except for the Thresh. Games recently have been so boring, no interesting invades, nothing. It's just everyone's just 5-pointing in playoffs, and it's really lame. But that it is what it is, you know. People don't want to take unnecessary risks when there's elimination on the line. Drago, oh, Drago takes a pretty even trade with Arnie. It looks like he's gonna get level 2 first here, so he might go for like a bigger all in here in a sec.
I'm still trying to figure out this zoom
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, no, you're all good. Oh, Arnie actually gets level 2 first. He goes in, uses a slice and dice. He looks like he's trying to kill Drago here. He's going to get it. The first blood goes over to Arnie. Gets a level 2 first, punishes Drago for, I think, yeah, he punishes Drago for getting level 2 like a split second later. Gets the double slice and dice on him. Make sure he's in melee range, so the first 2 Qs from Drago are guaranteed to miss. And it's really hard to do anything if you're the Aatrox there. We're getting some poke out on Joel in the mid lane. And bot lane looks to be surprisingly even, given that it's a Zillion into Thresh lane. I think the Zillion can usually get some easy poke off. But I guess with the Varus, it might be a little harder. Jhin. Oh, okay. I think I know what happened. Honan probably got early shoved to try and get level 2, but couldn't crash the wave. Couldn't do a clean third wave crash. So now it's slow pushing back into him, and so there's kind of like an artificial CS lead over to the side of Rift Sharks right now. Oh, Eric lands a hook onto Honan, all while Jonah is here.
3 sums.
Exhaust goes down onto Dean. Oh, and they get the kill onto Dean, forcing Eric's flash out. Can he land a reverse hook here to try and pull Honan under the tower? It doesn't look like it. But that is a kill on the top lane and a kill in the bot lane for Andromeda.
Yeah, 3 sums for 3. Arnie is gonna win this because
Arnie might just kill again here. He still has. Oh, he doesn't have flash up. Actually, oh, Drago tries to go for the return kill there, but Arnie has the Q back up just in time. Indiri trying to get something off of that, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything other than crash the wave here.
Not
Brewer
good for
trading well into the Veigar. I don't know if Eric should be here. He might just die. But I guess Guru doesn't have any cooldowns up.
not the best start for Rift Sharks hopefuls.
Yeah, this is a really unfortunate wave state for Arnie. He's kind of forced to stay here, stay in the top lane because Drago crashed the wave. Oof, this is. I mean, given the fact that he's 2 kills up, he can't complain much, but that's kind of an unfortunate wave state. I'm surprised that Drago's shoving this. Personally, I think it's better to just sit there, let the wave crash under your tower, or even set up a freeze, although freezing into a 2-0 Renekton as an Aatrox might be a little difficult.
Yeah, it looks like it is gonna push slowly.
Yeah,
maybe he just
it
wants
was
to get
originally
lane presence for
it was
Graves.
originally just pushing into Drago, then he started shoving it, so it's going to slow push into Arnie now. But I guess if Drago wants to be trading a lot, he's going to be hitting it with AoE anyways, so he might as well try and get a faster slow push.
Yeah. Hidiri does manage to pick up all 3 Void Grubs here, even though his top lane is pretty significantly behind.
Yeah, he's
Um,
looking to maybe try to go for something here. Going around the tower looking for Krugs while Drago has some semblance of prio here.
yeah, I don't think there's anything to be done in that lane.
Yeah.
Jonah might look to try for Dragon here. He knows Wukong is topside.
Okay. Lands a good pull onto Arnie, and that's a really positive trade for Drago. This is a good trade, good shove. This might be a back angle for him. Yep, looks like he is. Honan and Dean still looking pretty even in the bot lane, except for the kill on Honan. Dean is out of mana though, so that's definitely something you have to look out for, especially with this Drake up and Hidiri being topside. This might just be an Andromeda Drake. Gur continuing to just unrelentingly poke down this Vhagar. Um, Joel's doing a really good job of staying even in CS despite that though. And it looks like Andromeda is just going to take the Drake.
Yeah, one thing Joel is always underestimated on is his ability to CS. I don't think I've ever seen him below like 7 or 8 CS in a game. Hidiri is not
Yeah,
able
it's
to pick up a
like-
drag there, but
Yeah.
he'll just grab the lantern.
Yep, it was a good steal attempt. You know, you have the thresh, so you can always just go in super non-committally.
Yeah, low risk, low
I think Arnie
risk
might
reward.
just dive here. I mean, he has Dominus. He can just press it and pressure. Oh, but a really good gank onto mid gets the kill onto Joel.
Yeah, and now we are seeing leads in every lane.
Yeah. Oh, Arnie has Dominus. Goes in to try and kill.
Flashes
On
the
top of him.
W, still gets pulled in. This is
Oh,
so close.
really close. Yeah, it
Flash
looked like
invested by Renekton though.
yeah. Flash invested by the Renekton. Ignite off the Aatrox. It was a really close fight. It looked like Hidiri was pathing top for a dive there, but Arnie just jumps the gun and gets the kill for it. So just gives Jonah more time to farm. I mean, Jonah was walking top for the dive. Just gives Jonah more time to farm. Uh, when is next Grubs up? I can't see what that timer says. Is that
It doesn't
107?
Oh, why is it overlaid like that? It's 103 right now, yeah.
Okay, okay.
So,
Yeah. Next Grubs
around
coming up in a
9:40.
minute. Mm-hmm. Drago's continuing to go for these trades, and I mean, he's winning out on them, so good on him. He's 0-3, but managing to win these trades.
Massive
With
trade
Grubs coming up, having Prime was really important here. So, this will start to push back into Drago here.
It
It's
might
not,
be able to freeze this. Nope, not if he keeps the wave like that.
yeah. No, it's still a freeze angle, but I don't think he wants to get close enough to. Oh, this might just be a kill
That's
on
just
on the
one shot.
Joel.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Guru's still full health.
this is why Gru is so scary on the Syndra. I permaban into him. Like that man is terrifying. Even if he goes even in lane, it just feels completely unplayable. Arnie backing
Check how many
8
stacks
seconds
he has.
before if Grubs is up, but he's just gonna commit the TP up. Neither jungler looks to really be moving for it. Hidiri's starting to walk up now. Need to make sure that the Aatrox has first move if you want to go for Grubs though, which is going to be a little difficult, especially with Joel dead.
Eric's in trouble here.
Eric is in the Baron pit. Drake pit, yeah. Just flashes out.
Did Guru W the settle?
Yeah, I
Try
think
to
he just
steal it?
yelped and skroinked it.
Flash is expended by Hidiri. Manages to pick up the shutdown onto Guru and his flash. That's the
Yeah, that's a
first
200.
positive play for Rift Sharks this game, I think.
Yeah.
But he is kind of alone here.
Joel getting dove by the Renekton. I don't think there's a way out for him here. That's going to be a return kill on the mid laner. And I think this is just Grubs for Andromeda.
Yeah, Arnie's off to a 4-0
Supports.
start.
Yeah, support's up for Andromeda. Still bot lane for Rift Sharks. Arnie might just kill again here. No, looks like he's gonna play it safe,
I
not
am
take necessary risk while
I'm
his team's on
anticipating a
drugs.
Renekton ban game too.
Yeah, I don't think this counter pick is going. The anticipatory counter pick is going quite as Rift Sharks had hoped.
Jonah's electing to back instead of starting up the grubs. That's a really interesting decision. Second drag is up in 55 seconds, so they might just be prioing that and completely giving up grub priority.
Hmm.
Which is fine. I mean, if you're this far ahead, there's not really an opportunity for Rift Sharks to get any plates.
Yeah, I mean taking the two grubs and leaving is fine, but when I think what I like to see a lot of times from teams is to take one grub or two grubs and then rotate down to Drake if the enemy team's looking to trade it. Uh, but it doesn't seem. But Rift Sharks did not have it up. I mean, Drake was not up while Andromeda was taking grubs. So they just take the two grubs. They don't really care about having it for themselves. They just want to make sure that Andromeda doesn't have the buff. I mean that Rift Sharks doesn't have the buff,
Yep.
and they just get out of there.
Drago is winning
Again,
this trade right now into Arnie.
Yeah, Drago's a level down, items down, still taking a really good trade, and he
Ooh, in
just
the flash!
fresh as Hidiri dives onto Honan here. Gets the second R off. Ooh, okay, Joel ults into the Zillion ult, and Andromeda's looking to re-engage. Jonah has ult here, could look for something onto Dean, but he's gonna elect to back off and take the Drake.
This is not optimal for Rift Sharks because you lose Hidiri, so Andromeda will pick up the second drag of the game, but the fact that Drago picks up that 400 gold shutdown means he's only like a kill's worth of gold behind.
Yeah, that's really big. Plus he's ahead in plates. He gets a good wave state here. He can shove this out really quick. And I think that's honestly, if you're Rift Sharks, you're not too upset about that. It's only second Drake. Plus now you see it's a Hex Tech. No, not Hex Tech. What's it called? Chempunk Soul. So you're not that upset about losing two Drakes.
Joel is gonna
As I say that,
dove
Jonah
between
just
two
gets a
turrets.
Giga Dive mid.
But this might be another kill for.
Does it feel like a shutdown for. Oh, Drago doesn't quite manage to get it.
CC.
Yeah. Hidiri, though, gets a shutdown, burns the Volibear flash, too. Like,
Yeah, and Dina's quietly picked up 3 plates here in the bot lane, so I think he's actually, yeah, he's ahead in gold by a little bit.
yeah, all of the roams that Dad has been doing top to make sure that that Andromeda gets the second round of grubs has really paid off here. Because Dean is now even in a matchup that he outscales super hard.
Yeah, all in all, I mean, Syndra scales well, but Veigar has infinite scaling.
Syndra also has quasi-infinite scaling. She caps out, but I don't think we're going to reach the point where she caps out.
Yeah, no, she's always going to be relevant, but Veigar, at least you know he's going to become relevant eventually if he's given time to scale. And Varus is already on his Borg. So Dean is going to be looking to have a bigger impact in next drag fight, I'd imagine. Another heavy trade coming out from the top side. Drago's actually a level up now.
Oh wow!
And is winning
Yeah,
these trades.
he has his Divine Sunder, so he's just gonna be able to out sustain in these fights.
Man, stuff is still living in season 2023 when Twitch was relevant.
Oh, not Divine Sunder, Sundered Sky.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I don't play top lane, bro. This is crazy.
You're seeing the top gank come out by Honan.
With the roam top.
And Drago's winning these trades. I mean, there's 3 top now, so I don't think he'll win these, but...
Yeah, I think he's just dead here, but like, really valiant effort. He outhands to that Renekton a couple times there.
And I mean, hopefully Rift Sharks can look to pick up a trade bot side. I don't think Joel's going to be able to pick up the mid turret, but maybe they can dive the Syndra here. It would be really risky. If it doesn't work out, you kind of just throw the game, and yeah, Dina's going to not go for that play. But Hidiri's at least going to pick up some bot side camps here. try
Select your
to.
first item on Jhin. Is that a thing?
It's
I haven't played Jhin in a while.
I think it's fine if you're into no tanks, which I guess they technically are, not into any full tanks.
I don't know. I I think the use is generally a better buy, especially if you're going to be running around the map starting now. You're just going to have that extra move speed for running around, and into a team that has the Aatrox, you just want to be running away from as quickly as you
Assault
possibly
lands
can.
and they're able to kill Grur again, and
Yeah,
Arnie committed TP,
I,
and they
I,
might just be able to kill him here. Yeah, that's
yeah,
a double kill for
it's a
Dean. Stuff
double
is
kill.
looking up for Rift Sharks. Giving up mid turret, but Herald does go down, and there's no other objective for a minute 30. Drag hasn't spawned. And Dean might look to pick up bot turret here. I don't think he can. I think they're gonna rotate over to him, but that's like really, really good for Dean. He's still up about a kill's worth of gold on the Varus.
Hmm.
And TP is wasted by Arnie, so top turret will go down for Drago here, and he'll basically even up the gold between them.
Yeah, and if I'm Rift Sharks here, the Varus and the Wukong are the two people I want the gold on right now, because the Wukong's really gonna be able to pressure the Jhin and the Syndra really well. He has a lot of AoE damage, so he's gonna be able to get both of them low before Zillion can ult one of them. As Drago just continues to just pound on these guys, he's doing so much damage and heals for so much. Forces the ult
Acceptable,
out
yeah.
from Jonah and the TP out from Brewer. He's dead here. Is there anything? Oh, he walks out. He he gets out there. That's pretty crazy.
I don't know why
Yeah,
Hidiri walked up like that. It forced him to use his flash, which is a little unfortunate. Wukong flash
yeah,
is so valuable for ult engages,
yeah.
but all in all, not bad. Um, Arnie used his ult super early, like when he was, I don't know, like 30 Teemos away.
Hmm. Next objective up is Drake. Arnie has no TP. He's sitting top. He's starting to walk down now. So Riftrax should be able to get the first look on Drake here. Joel is coming around the back, trying to get a flank off as Drago just comes in from Baron Pit, and Hidiri just goes in, doing a lot of work on the back line. Gets a Zillion low, gets the Jhin to half health, and a hook from Eric onto the Jhin, but no one's there to follow up.
This is a really scattered fight, but the
Yeah,
Aatrox
Drake
value is
goes in with a
insane.
ball on his head.
Syndra also used ult onto the Wukong there, so that's 3 ults down for Andromeda, and they might just have to give this over. The
Yeah,
Aatrox is quietly like disgustingly strong, even though he's
yeah,
1-4-1.
yeah. Zillion and Jhin are low as Aatrox goes to try and zone. Andromeda looks like they want to try and come back here because the bot lane of Rift is low. Hidiri might be trapped in here. Goes in with the Aatrox. They get one with the. Oh my goodness, what is going on?
Wait, they're
Aatrox
doing
uses
it!
an entire health bar. What was that? As Eric lands a good hook onto Arnie, and Drago just cleans it all up. The Veigar ult getting the Jhin there, preventing Andromeda from just having very much damage left.
That's a 3-for-1, and the Drake.
Drago goes for a dive here. I think this might be a little over ambitious, but I mean, like the Thresh Lantern and the healing from his items and passive are just so crazy. That champion is one of the champions of all time. This is giving me PTSD to when I was playing into an Aatrox in one of my Scrim games.
It might have been Drago.
It might have been Drago.
He's going back in, and the Thundered Sky healing is ridiculous! He
This is
almost one-shot the Jhin!
through all the CC from the Voro there too, through the stun.
And he
Through
should
the
have
stun.
a Profane Hydra when he backs here.
Yeah, this is gonna be one scary Aatrox.
Okay, I mean the early game did not go his way, but Drago is proving why he's undefeated on this pick.
Yeah, I mean, finding value, getting good trades off even when he's super behind. That's crazy.
Both teams are gonna look to set up Baron Vision here.
Hmm.
Sharks picked up a
Has
2k gold lead, by the way. They were like
oh wow,
1k
yeah.
behind about 5 minutes
They're,
ago.
They were, yeah, like 1.5, 2K, 1.5K gold behind about 5 minutes to go. That Drake fight really turned everything in their favor. I mean, they got the Drake, they got the cleanup kills. A hook onto the Volbear here. Not gonna find anything out of it. But Rift Sharks has first move here. Drago does not have TP. Arnie does. So this is a pretty interesting play by Drago to go bot here. I think it's because they're not necessarily trying to pressure the Baron anymore. They know that they got spotted out, and they're not necessarily strong enough to just take fights on the Baron at 20 minutes. So just throwing Drago bot, forcing Arnie to come, and then peeling off the Baron and shoving waves.
Yep. They do have all 3 outer turrets. And it's a little hard to siege against the Syndra Jhin. So they will probably try to shove out waves and just play for second item spikes on the Aatrox and the Varus. Varus is close to Terminus, which will make him a lot harder to kill, especially for the Jhin.
Mm-hmm. Arnie finally getting a positive trade out onto Drago after so long of Drago just whooping in.
But
I
think
at this point, it
back
doesn't
gives him
really mean
Profane.
much.
Yeah, this back definitely gives him Profane Hydra, which is a huge spike.
Yeah. Wukong may have found Volbear out here. Eric lands a good hook, but a really good ult by Jonah gets him out. Still gonna get CC'd up though by the Varus, and he's just gonna go down as Hidori just continues to dive the backline, gets the Jhin down to half health, and forces him to burn his ghost just to get
and
out.
the exhaust out from Zillion, and with jungle dead, I think you can just look to play for this. You have to be careful for Renekton TP, but...
Yeah, but Drago's there. His champion has a lot of CC. As long as he doesn't go for wave here and just continues to fight the Renekton, he's not going to be in any pressure of actually getting the TP off. And Andromeda's going to give this one up while Drago just beats down on the Renekton here.
Yeah, that's Baron over for Rift Sharks.
Yeah,
TP coming out by the Syndra.
And Gru's TP. He might just turn on to Gru here. Yeah, he's just going to... Oh my...
Oh my god.
That's like 2/3 of Gru's health in 2 Qs.
Yeah, if Drago picks up like a Maw here, I think he will actually just be able to 2v1 the solo laners.
Yeah. And this is actually very much not how I expected this game to go in Champ Select. It seems like at this point Rift Sharks is the one pressuring with a side laner, with a strong side laner, even though the Renekton in theory I feel like should win that matchup. He just ease on top of the Aatrox, but Drago's been really good with his spacing and choosing when to take trades. As Andromeda trying something cheeky here in the bush, will they be able to get anybody out of it? Eric's coming a little close. They're just gonna look at him. They're gonna look at him.
Such a weird play. Zillion didn't use ult either. I'm so confused about what they were going for there. Hook lands on Syndra.
Lands on. Oh my goodness, this is a disaster for Andromeda.
He went a little bounce there.
Skin of his teeth. He's not. Oh, and he dies to that ignite. That was so much damage.
Zillion still has ult.
Yeah.
Are we holding it for next game? Like, what is going on?
Honestly, I don't blame him there. I did not think that the Jhin would die to that.
Yeah,
ignite.
I think he died to literally last tick, but.
Oh yeah, and at this point, does it really matter that the Jhin died? You're gonna lose mid tier 2 and inhib turret, no matter what happens to that Jhin. But I guess Zillion ult cooldown is so
6k gold lead.
Is so short that this is just running. Rift Sharks is just running away with this game. It looks so unfortunate for them in the early game, but Drago getting value out of everything. Dean just continuously farming in the bot lane in the 2v1 lane, making sure that he gets all those plates. As Drago just goes in, Zillion gets 2 stuns off. He gets resurrected by the Zillion, and he's just gonna flash on top of the Dean, and doesn't quite get him, but he does manage to get out. So.
The Dean has gotten away.
The Dean has gotten away.
And Arnie will be able to just get away with the Lantern there too. I mean, they take mid tier 2, they take bot tier 2, and they leave for free. Like, none of them die. They get the Drake and everything. This is going like insanely well for Rift Sharks, and it's not how I expected this game to go either. I mean, Drago's continuing to fight. He's kind of in no man's land here, but he sidesteps the Syndra stun, and he will eat all of the Syndra balls to the face.
Yeah. Can you look at gold real quick?
Absolutely.
How does Drago have this much gold up on Arnie? I think it,
He
it
has
has
3
to be the
turrets, doesn't he?
shutdowns and the
Or
plates, right?
no, it's 2 turrets and like 4 plates.
I mean, yeah, I guess. And he's up like 18 CS. But yeah, that's crazy. Rift Sharks has managed to even up the game in terms of kills and drakes. That's not how this game was looking about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, definitely
But they've
not.
done a really good job of playing smart, taking good trades where they can, making sure they get all the shutdowns on the important players.
I'm still kind of
And
confused by the value of the Cillian pick. Like, I feel like you don't have range to follow up on what Jin wants to do, and I guess you can speed up the Volibear and slow
yeah,
down
I
the
think
Wukong Aatrox, but like,
like you can speed up the Volibear, give him a res if he needs it, because he just wants to dive onto the backline. If he dies, you know.
yeah, I
As you
feel
let
like
your
some kind of disengage rather than Cillian would have just been better for them.
yeah. I think it
Like,
was also a really hard game to play Jin in as well.
yeah, for sure, but I mean, I don't know. Like, you can't pick Braum with a Jin, I guess, so that wouldn't work, but even instead of banning Nautilus, just picking Nautilus second, just to have some kind of like point and click CC for the Aatrox and the Varus.
Yeah. Okay. Game has calmed down a little bit. No objectives up for the. Oh, just as I say that,
I
Jonah
guess
runs down.
I guess that's the
Yeah.
Cillian value. You just run super fast on the bear.
Yeah. Hideri also getting caught out here. Dies to the Syndra. Syndra gets a big shutdown. I think
It's gonna
not
be
big.
another kill onto the Varus.
But
Flash
that's
by the
absolutely
Cillian.
exhausts and slows, gets the speed up on the bear, and I mean that's a 400 gold shutdown on the Jin here.
Yeah, 4 for 2, and they should be able to get mid tier 2 here.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're overextending that far into Andromeda's jungle as Rift Sharks. Like, Baron is still up in only a minute. Like, your vision is just gonna get cleared out if you go for vision. Not to mention the fact that they have 2 people with TP, so you're always gonna get outflanked.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
That was super greedy by Drago, I think, and the rest of the team followed him and paid for his
Yeah.
sins.
I think yeah. Hideri tried to make something out of it, but there were just too many members of Rift Sharks there
It's
waiting. I mean,
fine.
and
Like,
waiting there in the wings.
they don't lose any objectives. They just give her a ton of shutdowns. That's the only downside to that play. But now Baron spawning in 20 and Drake is only 20 seconds behind that.
Hmm.
Dean has picked up his 3rd item. Okay, you know what? I'm beginning to believe in this tech. Like, Volibear at 800 movement speed is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I mean he has the acceleration item, the Dead
Durelia's.
Man's plate. He has the Dead
Oh,
Man's plate.
yep.
Zillion also has Shirelia's and he has his E. Like this Volibear is just going to be sprinting at you at max speeds. Speaking of max speeds, Volibear is going to run down this Aatrox who heals for a quarter of his health in one auto attack. Turns back onto the Volibear.
Yeah, but you
Gets
get
a little bit of chunk damage on.
Aatrox ult, which I think is more valuable in a late game fight than Volley ult, especially with no
Really,
turrets
I
being
think
there.
Volibear just being able to completely just jump through a cage is pretty good into the Vagar.
That's true. But both teams are gonna
But yeah,
back
I mean,
off.
this Zillion just allowing people to rotate around the map so quickly. Gru's going to be bot side and home in time for dinner.
They are starting
Uh,
up the Baron here.
but doesn't have time to go grab a lunch in Hawaii because Rift Sharks is just starting the Baron.
Oh my god, he steals it with his flash!
Jordan steals it, flashes in, gets a steal. Hideri tries to get something out of it, but the really good Syndra knock away. Okay,
Flash hook by Eric, but
I think he's dead here
yeah,
anyways.
he's just
But
dead.
oh my god, another hook from Eric onto the Syndra.
That
And
Syndra
another
disengage
really
is
good
so
knock away from
insane.
the Syndra. That Syndra disengage is so insane. Eric kind of popped off in that fight.
Yeah, shout out Eric. No deaths. Has hit
Yeah,
several fight-defining hooks.
yeah, absolutely. he's kind of been carrying the Rift Sharks fight. I think he's kind of we haven't talked about it a lot, but he's landing hook after hook in these fights and just allowing the allowing the pick comp that that Rift Sharks is drafted to just Vagar Cage, Vagar Cage, Varus R, and just pick off a single person regardless of how tanky they are.
Yeah. They do pick up Soul Point here, so you lose the Baron.
Draco continues to go in. There's two members of and three members of Andromeda going for him. I wonder if they're going to be able to catch up. With the Zillion, probably, but he has to burn R to get out.
Yeah, I'll just back off there. You lose Baron for Rift Sharks, which is a bit of a bummer. Volibear being able to pick that up is really well played by Jonah, but you do pick up Soul Point. Granted, it's Chemtech, so I don't know how good it is, but...
Sorry. Try looking for a pick onto the Zillion, but
he's just stunned, can't take the Lantern, that's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, Dad with the Celestial Opposition, I think. That reduces damage taken.
Yep. Yeah, okay. I'm seeing the vision here. I mean, Jin running at you at Mach 2 is almost as scary as Volibear running at you at Mach 2.
Yeah.
I take it back, Dad. I apologize for the slander.
Yeah, I mean, Zillion with two immobile carries, it looks like it's working really well for them. Arnie looks like he's getting the better of this trade. I wonder if he's going to be able to kill. He has the... Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. He has a chipmunk sword to prevent Drago from healing too much. Yeah, and this is what I'm saying about the Volbear just being able to dive in freely and get Zillionard. Oh my god,
flash by Arnie. That might just be game.
They got the Wukong. I think this is just game. They have a wave coming up. The only person left up is the Vagar, but like, what's he gonna do?
He's gonna one-shot the Renekton, apparently.
Yeah, one-shot the Renekton and flash away from the Jhin. They have a Baroned up Cannon Wave here. As long as they can keep that caster alive, I don't think they're going to be able to do it for much longer. But it doesn't look like Andromeda's going to be able to end here. Unless Guru lands a big stun onto Joel, gets the pick, and yeah, that's just going to be game. That was a roller coaster.
What a
game.
banger game. I hope we get 3 games in this series.
This series, yeah.
Oh my god.
Man.
Who do we give MVP to?
I don't know. I think all of Andromeda really performed well that game. This is a tough one.
For sure. I don't know. I think you could argue...
Everybody really performed.
I think you could argue giving it to any of Arnie, Grur, maybe even Jonah for that steal? I don't know. Personally, I think Grur because Arnie kind of got neutralized mid-game by Drago, even though he was so far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Guru getting a couple picks onto Joel was really big for them.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
I'm looking at top damage here. Top damage obviously is the only metric that matters for game MVP.
All right, we'll give it to it's going to Guru.
So
it's as easy as that.
Drago has top damage, but he unfortunately did not win. So Guru has second highest. So I think we pick him.
Actually, can we just give MVP to Drago that game? Yeah, Jacob just said in chat, the Guru's disengages in that Baron fight were insane.
Really good point.
Getting the pick onto Joel at the very end.
I think if Guru dies there, they just lose that game. Not immediately with that play, but you lose inhib there, and then you just lose.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, that was a crazy game.
Yeah.
Looks like links have already been sent. We are gonna head right into second draft. It will be Rift Sharks on blue side. Let me get this draft up for everyone, and then I will make the assets, and then try to slip to the bathroom if I can. Alright, there we go. Ziggs ban immediately. These sides are wrong. Keep that in mind. I will do my best to fix that ASAP.
Oh, are we just going straight into
Yeah, we're already
into
in
draft
draft.
here? Oh man, that was quick. All right. I mean, I don't know if either team really needs to change anything for draft here. Uh, like like Noam said, sides are wrong, but they Rift Sharks is respecting the Aatrox now, so they're gonna leave the. I mean, Andromeda is now respecting the Aatrox. They're gonna ban that, and I wonder if we're Rift Sharks. Nope, still gonna be the Shyvana. I would not be surprised to just see a Renekton first pick here, because I don't think that there is any answer to Arnie's Renekton on the side of Rift Sharks right now. Oh wait, but Andromeda has first pick because the teams are flipped.
It's fixed now.
Okay. First picking the Xerath for is it?
That's Honan
Yeah,
Zareth. Don't be fooled, it's Honan.
that's Honan Xerath. Okay, yeah. I thought maybe it was still backwards because I'm like Joel surely wants the Xerath here. Okay, that's Honan Xerath. That actually opens up the opportunity for Greer to pick an AD mid laner. So we might see him pull out the Lucian. We might see him pull out the Tristana. Yep, Eric picking the Nautilus Varus. Really scary lane. Once they get level 6, you're just not going to be allowed to move. Even if you take cleanse, you're still not going to be allowed to move because such is the way of the Nautilus. Yep, Renekton for Arnie, kind of what we expected. I don't know what Gru's going to pick here. I think he might hold counter pick for round 2. I would not be surprised to see a support pick here for Dad. Uh, I suspect that Rift Sharks is going to give Joel the counter pick here. Okay, and the Volibear pickup for Jonah. Yeah, that top side was really scary. The Volibear and the Renekton kind of did work in the mid and early game respectively. So I'm not too shocked to see this. I think Rift Sharks probably just picks jungle here. I don't know what Hidiri would play. Wouldn't be shocked to see the Wukong again. Or the Lux for Joel. Okay. I think they think it's a Xerath mid first pick. It might be Gruer on Xerath, but they might also flex it to Honan and give Gruer something that he likes into immobile
I think they
champions
know
like a
it's
Tristana.
Honan Zareth. I think Lux is just a comfort pick for Joel.
Yeah, that's fair. I would like to see Gruer on something aggressive like a Tristana or a Lucian here.
I think
Or
we will see a Lucian ban here.
yeah, you're probably right.
The real question is what Drago picks into Renekton. After it's been giving him so much
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and there's a Lucian ban.
Yep, so they know it's the Honan Xerath. Although, honestly, I don't think picking an AP mid here would be the end of the world. Uh, because you already have the Renekton Volibear for damage. If Volibear goes PTA,
I think you still
then
need
he's
a
going to be doing
reliable
plenty of damage.
source of ranged AD.
You probably do. We might see a Senna here. Maybe a Xerath Senna is an angle here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
And who is Drago going to pick?
He's gonna hover
That is the
every top laner in
question.
the game, and it's gonna be a Pantheon.
And he's going to pick a Pantheon. Okay.
Yeah, that's a
know
comfort
what?
pick for Drago. I don't hate it.
I kind of like the Pantheon of the Renekton too. I think it kind of neutralizes him with being able to just survive his burst. As long as you can time the E correctly, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Curious to see. I mean, the flex will be resolved now. Talia, that's definitely
Talia
mid
mid
Talia,
for
right?
Gruer. Yeah. Talia into Lux, he's going to be looking to scale. Same thing with the Xerath. Renekton's going to be their early game rock.
Look for Gruer to roam as soon as he hits level 6.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the moment Volibear and Talia both have 6, we just see a 3-man dive top or bot.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, I don't like that pick.
And Rel?
Rel in general into enemy comp is good, but I don't like it with the Xerath.
Yeah, I mean, what the point of the Xerath is to be able to farm up safely. It could be for just pure roaming or dive pressure,
Yeah, maybe
but
they're just gonna leave Honan on an island, tell him you're on top lane due to this game, but in the bot lane, and just send
yeah,
Rel everywhere.
because the Nautilus is going to be running around the map, so
Ooh
yeah, I wouldn't
dear,
be.
are we Mason fanboying right now?
Mason,
Hidiri, I
how are
thought
your
you knew that
thoughts?
champ is bad.
Mason, what are your thoughts on Udyr this game that aren't Udyr's bad always? Because I don't know if he's going to be allowed to move very much. Like, there's so much point and click CC on the side of Andromeda, plus the Rel. I I don't know if he's going to be allowed to play the video game. I'm not going to lie. Um, and like, who's he going to dive on?
I don't know if Mason's here
The
right now.
Yeah. Who's he gonna dive? Who's he gonna run at? Is he gonna run at the Xerath? Is he gonna run at the Talia?
I
I
don't know.
think
I don't like the Udyr pick here personally.
I think Rift Sharks nominally is going for picks here, right? They have they have Pantheon alt, they have Lux Q, they have Varus, they have Nautilus. Nominally, they should be going for picks here, and the Udyr I feel like doesn't fit well enough into that. He gives you some extended fight pressure, uh, but I don't know if
Why are we picking Hidiri Udyr? I don't understand.
he might just be trying to match the strong Volibear farm, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what their plan is once we get in game.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope at least early top lane goes better because I really want this series to go to 3 games. That first game was so fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, they invited me to lobby and I don't think I heard it. Oopsies, coming, boys. Yeah, we're gonna get right into game though, so we can look at past performances and stuff like that. Jonah is not first timing the Volibear. That's fake news. Game just hasn't been logged yet, I promise. Hoden is actually negative on the Xerath, which is really surprising to me, but other than Hidiri, everyone is even or positive for Rift Sharks. And Drago Pantheon is actually like sleeper really good. He hasn't played it too much, but it's a strong pick for him. And hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit of an early advantage into the Renekton. Unfortunately, Pantheon this season has not done very well, but it's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, if I see anybody making Pantheon work, it's probably Drago. I'm not gonna lie. He seems like it suits his playstyle the most out of any of the top laners on the server.
Yeah, I mean, it's matches really
I
well with
hope.
all the other champs he likes to play.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, like in team fights, I imagine the Pantheon's gonna look for a flank and dive the backline, get onto the Xerath and the Talia, the two immobile carries. Lux is going to be looking for picks, same with Varus and Nautilus, but Udyr is going to be running around, I think. I don't know what he's going to be doing in fights, um,
Running around
because
like the
he's
speed of sound. Sorry.
because he's not necessarily going to be trying to pressure for side lane because he's the jungler.
I don't know. Maybe they just wanted like a full tank, and they panicked and last second locked in Udyr.
Maybe.
Should be getting into game here in about a minute. A minute and a half. I don't know. What are you? How are you expecting early game to go?
Um, I think it's going to be a farm fest, except for the top lane.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we see some early game aggression from the Volibear or the Udyr, which I don't really think is going to happen. It's basically just going to be the Renekton Pantheon. Udyr is on red side, which means he starts on the top side of the map. So I don't think he's going to be able to. I don't think he's going to have a timer to move to the top lane for an early gank. And Volibear can start anywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if he started bot side to try and make a level 3 play top.
Maybe if you're Udyr, you tell Pantheon to let Renekton push first, second wave, and then gank when they're both level 2, but wave is close to Pantheon turret.
Yeah, but I think that kind of messes with Udyr's clear because then you want to take air second.
Yeah, but then you can just invade top side if you know that Volibear started bot side.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not sure who wins 1v1 between Udyr and Volibear level 1, but unfortunately Mason, our resident Udyr expert, is not here to tell me.
Unlucky.
Alright. That was very fast loading into the game. Let me get everything set up. And we should be able to see it.
Yeah, I think we can.
And I still can't zoom out.
Lovely.
I love Riot Games. I love Riot Games. I love Riot Games.
I love Spectator. All right, we are getting into game 2. I want to see an invade on the side of Rift Sharks. Like you have a Nautilus, you have a Lux, you have a Pantheon. All three of these are strong invade champions, and Andromeda's respecting it. You know, they put the ward down and try, vacated the premises, but they're down 0-1, so don't want to take any risks. Don't want to lose the coin flip. Andromeda going for the I'm scared, I don't want to sit and try bush 5 point, which makes sense this game for them.
Yeah. Very passive start to this game. I guess that makes sense. Elimination game for Rift Sharks. You're nervous. You don't want to drop down to lower bracket. So I guess it's
Yeah.
technically not an elimination game, but you know.
Dropping into a lower bracket does feel pretty bad this early on.
Early trade for Greer. He has opted for the phase rush this game, which is pretty interesting. And really good trading for Drago coming out early here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pantheon just running down that crocodile. As bot lane is shoving towards Rift Sharks. Andromeda gets level 2, they're not going to get any sort of punish off of it. As the Pantheon hits level 2 topside first, just as I say, they're not going to get anything off of it. Dad goes in onto the Dean. I keep saying the Dean. Goes in onto Dean.
I think we should make that the default. I like it. Yeah, Drago's building up a CS lead here. There are some minions.
Drago has Ignite. I honestly want to see him dive. Even if he dies, it's
Yeah,
it's still
to
worth
kill
it.
the wave.
But it's a pretty ugly crash, so it might not actually be worth it.
Joel is
Jonah,
actually,
I mean
yeah,
Joel getting some good poke
bad,
onto
yeah.
Gruer. Yep, that's what I was saying about a well-timed E. Drago times the E well, and he just negates all of the Renekton's burst damage.
Thank you,
Uh,
Windows antivirus and security protection, for popping up during my spectating session.
okay. Hidari's walking up to maybe try and dive here, or maybe he's just looking for the scuttle crab. But no, it looks like they might be. No, okay. Hidari's just going to use the pressure that that Drago built to get this scuttle crab.
I don't love that ward for him, Hidiri. Like, there's never any reason to put a ward there when you can just take the ward and put it here. But
Oh,
we are gonna see a
Arnie
fight
gets
break
up
out top
onto
as I pan.
Drago, burns the flash. Uh, Drago also ignites. Arnie's going to be forced to back in TP here. I think backing before crashing this is smart for Drago. Because you know Arnie's just going to TP back in. Wave's going to push back into you, so good wave management by Drago just to back there. Let Arnie get the shove, because otherwise you're not going to be allowed to back at all.
And we are seeing Voli topside just in around grub spawn, while Hidiri is looking to
That
pick up first drag.
is that okay. I was gonna say that's an interesting back for Arnie. There he's clearing his bot side, moving up for the grubs.
Flash
Like you said,
engage by Dad, but
flash engage. Yeah, burns Joel's flash. Drago goes in to try and harass Renekton. Okay, Arnie goes in, gets a good trade, and leaps back out. Right,
yeah,
right as grubs are
there's
about
the
to
press the
spawn.
attack value. I guess if you're going for short trades into the Pantheon, that makes a lot of sense to take. Just try to
Yeah,
stack it on your W, Q, E2 out, and that's a good trade for you. But
yeah. Gruul lands a pull onto Joel. Joel's out of mana. Drago's getting a good trade here. Kind
Volibear
of
is
forces
here.
it out. Volbear's here, gets rooted. Gruul's doing what he can to slow the Lux. Gets
And
the
the seismic shove will pick up first blood
yeah
for Brewer.
the flash auto from Jonah to get that stun. I think Rift Sharks is gonna have to pull off of this Drake, because the whole goon squad is here for Andromeda.
Lux has TP'd in, so she can rotate down
Okay,
as soon
let's
as the
TP
wave
back
is
in.
caught. Yeah.
Zerath is out of mana. He's a non-factor in this fight.
Talia wall is so good here.
To wall to pull Hidari off the Drake. Oh my goodness! And it's a clean wipe for. Okay, maybe Eric gets a good pull. Dad just running down this Lux as Gruer and Honan try and get as much damage as they can off. Eric with another big pull. Oh, almost gets
Gets the ignite down.
gets the ignite down. Lux is gonna finish off the Talia, and
They somehow
that was,
turned that into a 3 for 3, which is
yeah,
absolutely crazy.
yeah. Rift Sharks pulling out of there with a 3 for 3 is about as good as you can hope it goes with the Lux dying right before Drake. Deary getting into a little tussle with Jonah for this
Check
for
out
this
that
scuttle crab.
grab.
He's not gonna get it.
That's really bad for Hadir. He's so behind now. And he has
Yeah,
no prio to start grubs either. Lux is half health, and Talia just came back from base after dying. So,
yeah, Andromeda's gonna.
yeah, that's really, really good for Jonah.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, not quite as fast at taking grubs as she used to be. Now that the grubs heal instead of shield, but still good to have her up there. As Dean and Eric doing kind of the same thing they did last game, where Dad roams up for the grubs and they take plate spot lane. Their Dean is 20 CS up, has a plate up on Honan, so he's about a kill up in gold here.
Yeah. Honan, luckily for him, does have those 3 assists, which are kind of keeping him close in terms of gold.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm expecting Dean to finish his first item like a full minute, 2 minutes before
Yeah,
Outman does.
yeah, and also the Nautilus being in position to get 6 before the Rel is really big because if the Rel is roaming around, Nautilus has 6. The Xerath is not allowed to sit anywhere in range of Dean and Eric.
Drago is just gonna keep the wave close to his side and keep Drago away from it,
Yeah.
which makes sense. He's building up a 12 CS lead here. The wave is gonna push, but
Hmm.
if he can call for Hidiri to back after this Gromp and path to top, they can set up a dive with the slow push.
Yeah, I think it's a little late. I think it's a little late for Hidiri to show here. What I would be worried about here if I were Drago is the Volibear showing up because you don't know. As far as I know, Rift Sharks doesn't know where he is. You don't have. I guess you have a ward down, but Volibear into a level 7 Volibear with a level 7 Renekton gets a little scary, especially with the pressy attack on Renekton. If he lands that empowered W on you, you're just dead.
That wave clear by Renekton was so satisfying.
Yeah.
Draco is like just winning all these short trades though. They are
As
gonna go.
Hidari and Eric sitting in the bush waiting for the bear to show up. Volibear forced to use all of the wall to get out, and this might be a dive angle.
Yeah, Xerath ult manages to root down Onin and it will force out a couple flashes.
Yeah.
Actually, it was only Honin flash for
It's only Hunt and Flash.
Eric flash.
But Ted coming in with a big engage onto Dean. Dean flashes forward for something. I think that may have been a misclick. Or maybe the
Maybe he
Xerath
was trying to
he
kill the
was.
volley. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
It
don't
was
think there's a
goofy.
whole room
We're
to
seeing
kill
the
the
Talia
volley
value
there.
though. Talia ult able to pick up that kill onto uh onto Dean.
Yep. Talia almost landing another seismic shove. Brewer is it's going to be really important for Brewer to land these in the future because that is how you get any of these people who are trying to get a pick on you. That's how you turn that around into a pick on them. It's the longest range CC that Andromeda has on their team.
Yeah, game is still close in terms of gold, and I think it's solely because, yeah, Drago's up 600 gold, so he's keeping his team in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
But next grub spawn, I think the game is gonna pop wide open for one of these teams.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, Drago doesn't even need a good E timing. Arnie gets his whole combo off onto Drago, and Drago gets his whole combo off in return, and it's about an even trade.
Yeah, Drago's gonna back here. He has quite a bit of gold that he's sitting on. Should be able to pick up like a Warhammer for the Eclipse that I think he's building towards,
Ooh.
but no, he's just gonna decide to stay. He might also look for a Black Cleaver.
I know Dean
Big
is a
fight
good
gonna
R
break out here.
onto the Rel. Not going to get anything off of it probably though, unless Eric lands this hook, and he does into the Udyr stun, and that's just a dead Rel into a Drake for Rift Sharks, I think.
First kill for Dean is really important. You definitely want your Varus pulling ahead here. He's
Yeah.
now about 600 gold up, and as a team, they swung the gold lead in their favor by about 400. It's gonna be a really tense drag fight here. We are seeing Drago walk down. He will match the TP from the Renekton with his ult.
That's a lot of damage onto the Volibear, but he does still have R for a large chunk of regen and a way into the pit. Dad maybe getting caught out here again, but Gru's gonna get hooked by Eric as Drago gets a good R into the backline, gets the flank onto Gruer, and that's gonna be 3 kills for Rift Sharks. Make that maybe 4 onto the Volibear, and that's a lot of value from the
And the hook
oh my gosh, and
lands!
another hook onto Honan, and the ult
How did that land?
go up, and that's
Oh my
just a really
god. I'm
clean
getting
flank.
deja vu. Like they were. I mean, the game was way closer at this stage, like before the dragon fight, than it was last game, but they just pick up like a clean 5 for nothing around the Drake. And suddenly they're 3k ahead. Like,
That's, I mean, yeah,
Surely if you're Andromeda, you can just give that Drake and go towards Grubs and get
Yeah.
6. No?
Again, Eric landing some really high value hooks onto first Gruer, then Honan. Like those are good hooks, and it frankly that's what won them the fight. Discounting the fantastic ult from Drago.
Yeah, now he's
Drago
picked
just
up the
continuing.
Eclipse and he's just gonna win every single trade now.
Yeah, even through the tabbies that Arnie has, he's gonna be doing a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. I'm surprised Rift Sharks hasn't decided to move their bot lane up for these Grubs, but it looks like their top side can just get Prio for free. Lux already is such a low cooldown, and they're gonna pick
Another
up a
hook
ton of
by-
damage.
Another big hook by Eric. Dean landing a good R onto Honan. Followed up. Eric flashing onto him. He might just. Oh
Solo
my
kills
goodness!
him!
He just finishes off Honan as Dean finishes off Dad on the side.
Yeah, and I'm so glad Eric is back and playing. It's so fun to watch this man play hook champs.
Yeah. This was a 2 fights that he just landed everything.
And they will
And-
be able to pick up first turret here?
Yep.
For the
This
bot
tower's
lane.
gonna drop.
Dean is almost
Dean is
2k ahead? No, he
He's
is more than
2.1.
2k ahead! Oh
That's-
my god.
It's a lot of gold. Dean is just going to be a monster this game. There's not a whole lot other than the Rel who can. Actually, no, there are like 3 big dive champions, so it's going to be interesting how he can stop the Renekton, the Volibear, and the Rel from getting on top of him.
Fully picking
That's
up
just
that
a
shutdown
Lux.
is not great.
Renekton R is a little early here. I think he may be thinking that Drago's going in sooner than he was, but that's just going to run out in a sec, and Drago's going to follow up. Gets a little bit of damage off.
Forced to flash.
Arnie flashing the insta Q, and that's Arnie's flash. He has no TP. Eric's looking for something here, but he's just a little bit too late.
He went for that.
Honestly, that's a play. You know,
No,
just
it's
stop
100% a play. It's a very aggressive play, which is definitely something Eric would do. And yeah, no one picked up. Actually, no, that's not true. Rift Sharks picked up 2 of the Grubs in the second rotation.
Yeah.
But they will look to pick up this Rift Herald.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be contested by anybody. Hidori's just soloing it off on the side while all of Andromeda's waves, all of Rift Shark's waves are shoved in. That's the last outer tower dropped, and that just blows this game wide open for Rift Sharks. They have so much more space on the map to look for picks.
Yeah, they
And
can just
this
hit
is-
Andromeda with their wallets at this point and just 5v5 run at them.
Yeah.
They're rotating as a team to this top tier 2, which, for those of you who don't know, recently, I think last season, got a huge amount of gold added to it. TP is going to come out from Gruer.
Hidori might be caught out here. There's 3 members of Andromeda on him, and he's just going to go down.
It's fine. He doesn't use any resources.
We're canceling Eric's Hex Flash with the Weaver's Wall as Dean's on the backline trying to hit, but he's just going to get popped by the Xerath and the Talia. Volibear is trying to run down this Nautilus, but I don't think he's even able to catch up.
It is no longer fine, fellas. Couple shutdowns going over now.
Yeah. Who got them? I think Gruer got.
Gruer got the
2
Varus
shutdowns.
shutdown.
Gruer got the Varus. Okay.
You're still like more than 4k ahead, and
Yeah, I don't think the game spiraled out of control for Rift Sharks at all. But that is a little unfortunate.
Eric just
Eric
stood there
just
for a
standing
second.
still. Eric's just standing still, taking a bunch of damage from Honan. As Rift Sharks is just gonna look to set up for this Drake. Drake is spawning in 9 seconds, so this is a good time for them, especially if
Drago can get the solo kill.
Drago can get the solo kill here. Arnie's gonna be forced to back, but he can just TP back to the Drake, and Drago has to start walking down now if he wants to match. But Arnie's just gonna sit in this bush. He presses the Indominus early, and I think he's just dead.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a greedy play by Arnie. He should have just backed and TP'd to the Drake fight to help his team because it's going to be a 4v5.
It's a stomp in the top. He stole it!
Oh my god, this is a.
How did he steal it?
Uh, I
How
mean,
did you
Jonah
just let Volibear walk into the pit like that?
Jonah with 2 big steals.
Oh, we
last
need
game
to
and
we need
this
to
game.
rewind this. I want to see this. He just hops into the pit with Blast Cone. The rest of the team is hedging up, so he can just walk to it for free.
Yeah, he just walks into the pit. He starts hitting it, and he smites it.
Wait, did
Yeah,
Hidiri not have Smite? Or is that has to be a spectator bug, right?
I think so. Yeah, Guru made a lot of space for him, pushing all of Andromeda off of the Baron, putting all of Andromeda off of the Drake there. Only Hidiri was able to stay, and he doesn't win the smite fight.
Man. What a crazy series this is developing into.
Oh yeah.
Dean is 3-3-3. And Honan has caught up in CS. When did that happen? I mean, he's still like 2k down, but...
I mean, at this point, if you're Andromeda, you just have to play around Gruer, getting a good weaver as well, getting picks. Because I don't really see.
Yeah, no one can answer Drago on the side lane, unfortunately
Yeah.
for Andromeda. He does not have any MR yet, so maybe Gruer can fare a little better into him.
Yeah, this is
Dean is all alone. And
Jonah.
Honan will
Jonah
pick up
gets
the kill on him.
a good pick onto Dean.
The Dean. To you.
The Dean. Gruer playing around his tower that is just dying. Flashes over the wall to safety, and this might just be a kill on Drago, in fact. He's looking
Goes
for
back
a
in!
kill on
He
the-
picks up the
He
kill!
gets it. Oh no, now it's just Honan for damage. Honan presses R, missing all 4 of his ultimate shots, but it doesn't matter because Hidiri is just dead.
We're just
There's
chain
so much
inting
CC
into Andromeda. What are we doing, guys?
There's so much CC with the Rel and the Volibear. I was worried for Gruer there for a second. He was playing really close under his tower. That was dead.
He dies, but it's like a really positive play for his team.
Yeah.
Like you lose
Yeah, I mean, they
turret,
get the
sure,
push.
but 550 gold shutdown, and it went onto the
Honan.
Xerath.
That's half of the gold almost recovered. That's half of the gold difference recovered. Plus, I think Honan got another kill there at the end, right?
Yeah, I think he also got the kill onto Udyr.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, Honan's gonna with 7 stacks on his Dark Seal. I want to see that in Medjai's. I don't know. I'm a big Medjai's fan. I think it's a cheap item. If you're playing someone who plays super far back like Xerath, why not just buy it? You know, it's like buying it on Janna. You don't die much, so why not just buy it?
Yep. Baron is up, and Joel will flash. But to see
Joel flashes away from Jonah, still gets stunned. Jonah ults the tower, gets rooted, gets stunned by the Udyr, gets ulted by the Varus, and he just is not allowed to move under that tower. A flash away from dead, but it doesn't matter, the hook still connects.
That's a double kill for Drago.
That's a double kill for Drago.
They should look to pick up Baron for this. I hope.
Yeah, Honan's gonna press R, try and get the Nautilus here.
Fancy feat by Eric there.
Yeah.
Manages to survive. And yeah, it looks like
Honan
most of
trying
them
to get around the minions for the E, doesn't quite land. As, yeah, Rooftrucks just starts the Baron here.
Alright, now, I would really like for Hidiri to secure this one with Smite, pretty please.
He smote it. He just smote it, but Smite's back up quick enough.
That was his ult, I think.
Oh, that was an ult? Oh, yeah. I looked at, I saw a circle spinning around. It was in fact his ultimate. He smote it, he got it, he did a good job.
Actually, Lux secured it, so he didn't smite it.
Well, the team secured it with Smite Burst.
I am being facetious. Hopefully his smite will be up for this drag. Yeah, it'll definitely be up for 40 seconds. You definitely don't want to give over soul point to Andromeda.
Mm.
Serpent's Fang for the Pantheon is really interesting this game.
Oh, Hidiri is just gonna get caught out here. I don't think he gets out here. Eric,
Yeah,
he
I guess
takes
he didn't expect the whole team to be there.
Eric's there. He's looking. I think they were looking for a flank, but it's kind of unlucky. The entire team of Andromeda is just there.
And the whole time Arnie is taking top turret. That's an objective bounty take.
Yeah. It's a 250 gold bounty. Dad might be caught out here. He gets a stun off. Honan follows up with a stun of his own.
Oh, Drago dies. Oh my, wait.
Drake, I mean,
Oh, he dropped the
oh my
ignite.
god, that's so much damage. Honan flash R's. Dean flashes forward to try and kill him. He gets it, but at what cost? He dies to Gruer. I don't know if that's worth it, because Arnie's just continuing to hit this top tower, but at the same time, Joel is getting
Joel's taking
mid
inhib? What is going on this game?
So who's the fool here? Yeah, I mean, if you're Andromeda, I think honestly you're not too upset about that, because you're able to farm here. There's no objectives coming up that you're not taking, so not having an inhib is they're not going to be able to cross map pressure you. It gives you a little bit of farm. I wouldn't be too upset about losing that inhib.
Yeah, soul point as well. I'm fine giving up an objective and an inhib if you can pick up Hextech Soul in one more Drake.
Yeah.
Or even just use it to take, well, you probably can't set a Baron, it's too much of a time gap between them, but you can at least look to maybe take a top inhib while Rift Sharks plays for the drag.
Letting a Q getting about a quarter of Dean's health out.
Yeah, Dean is
Yeah, I mean they are struggling to clear these baroned up super minions, but eventually Rift Sharks backs off and Honan's able to clear that as Drago's pushing bot. I don't know what Rift Sharks' plan is here. They're getting the scuttle. They're securing objectives for what? You should be sitting topside, pushing out that top wave to give Drago as much space as you can to shove bot. Running mid here with inhib minions is honestly kind of troll in my opinion. I think you need to be shoving out top.
I think it's fine. If you generate enough mid pressure, then they can't answer Drago, but they did not generate enough mid pressure, and so he will die.
The thing is, Drago is so close to you, you know?
Yeah.
If you go deal with Drago, if Rift Sharks is knocking on your dead inhibitor, Drago's like 15 Teemos away. You know, if Rift Sharks starts to push through to your Nexus towers, like it takes so much time for them to get there. I think you have to shove out top there and play for split.
All I'm gonna say is you can tell that they're maybe missing a little bit Mason and Thomas's shot calling.
Yeah.
Dean will have to ghost away here, but
Dean goes away. I don't think it's going to be enough. The Volbear just presses E, he presses Q, and he sprints at you really fast.
yeah, that's a dead
Yeah,
the Dean.
Honan gets that's a dead the Dean. The Dean is the dead.
Still no objectives up, and I mean they get permanent mid
Yeah, like
push.
what?
But like,
what are
why?
you...
Why are we just chain inting, guys?
Yeah, if you're Rift Sharks now, you just shove waves. You just shove waves. Wait for the next objective to come up. It's going to be Baron in about a minute 20. The inhib isn't going to be up by then, right? Well, actually, no. I think it probably will.
I think it will.
Inhib will be up by then.
See if I can check.
But while Andromeda's forced to permanently deal with those super minions, you can just shove out top and bot. Like Hidari can go bot here, shove that wave. Drago pulls 2 people top. Hidari's gonna pull at least 1 person bot, and then you can send the rest of the team either bot, top, or mid.
I think Joel
Keep all of your
absolutely
guys
has to be
shoved
on
out.
bot wave right now.
Yeah. I yeah, Joel has to Joel should be on bot wave here. Because otherwise Arnie might just TP and take bot tier 2. Bot tier bot inhib turret while you're on Baron. Krago pushes up a little far here. He's gonna get chain CC'd, but I don't think it matters. He's gonna no, it does matter. The rest of Rift Sharks is coming in. Arnie's getting kinda low.
Flash
Brewer,
forward.
oh my gosh, flashes,
My
gets
dad.
Dean. Hidiri's on the backside, running down Brewer. But the rest of Brewer's team is here. Hidiri might be caught out here. Arnie's looking for it. Jonah is going to smite him to try and get the extra move speed. I don't think you should chase this far.
Yeah, I think we're wasting a little
you
bit too much time here.
If you're Arnie, oh, Arnie doesn't have TP anymore.
Yeah, he TP'd into that fight.
Yeah.
Wait, there are Baron minions.
Yeah, you just run Baron here if you're Andromeda, no?
They're backing.
Yeah, like
Hidiri successfully wasted all their time. All of the rest of
Yeah.
Rift Sharks are spawning up. They can look to get vision around drag. If you see like all of Andromeda on drag, you all just run to Baron and Hidiri can get there through the Hex gates.
yeah, but if you're Rift Sharks here, are you willing to trade Baron for Drake? Because
Probably
Your
not,
goal-
but I don't know if you can contest it right now. Drago's heading top.
he doesn't have TP. I think. Why is Drago sitting top while the rest of his team comes to contest Drake?
I don't know, this comms are
Eric's
falling
just gonna get
apart
caught
here.
out. Yeah, that's a free Drake, and you're not even gonna be able to trade Baron for it.
And that's Hex Tech Soul, which
Yeah.
I think it depends on who you ask, but a lot of people will tell you that's the strongest soul in the game, and we're just giving it for
I certainly believe so. It especially with Azerath, he's just gonna be one queuing. He's just gonna be one tapping the waves.
And now they can just rotate to Baron, and they
They-
have the
they can
range
get
to
this
poke
contested as
over
well.
Baron wall.
Like I don't think Rift Sharks can contest this. Eric is just now respawning. He doesn't have any sort of way to get to Baron faster other than the Hex gates. But then he can't engage over the wall because he doesn't have flash up. Oh my god!
What?
And Drake steals it with a Q.
What?
Was that? Hidiri, you have to fly.
No!
Oh no, that's Jonah this time. Jonah's been
It's
winning all the
Jonah.
smite fights.
I'm gonna,
Okay, I want to see
slow
how
it down.
much health did it get queued at.
Got
800.
800.
Yeah, and Jonah's smite is at 1200 right now. So that's just really, really bad.
Drago might have just saved the game for them.
Yeah.
If they can get out here.
Oh my
Hidiri's gonna
gosh,
die.
and we're just landing all
Oh,
these
and-
seismic shoves in team fights, just not letting
Oh
anybody
my god,
move.
the dad CC!
Oh man,
And they just pick up 4 for nothing.
that is so unfortunate if you're Rift Sharks.
Joel should have TP'd on the bot wave.
Joel's the only one left with Baron.
Joel could have TP'd like 30 seconds ago on the bot wave and taken inhib and then left.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this game.
Meanwhile, Hoven's gonna hit the mid tower.
Gold is even
Gold's
now.
It doesn't matter. Like that's not gonna clear the wave. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. Gold is back to dead even, plus Soul on the side of Andromeda, and Inhib has respawned.
This game is so hard for Rift Sharks now.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think Andromeda... I mean, Andromeda capitalized on their mistakes, but I don't think Andromeda, like, did anything special to do it. It's just Rift Sharks' decisions.
Yeah.
Rel back is cancelled by Eric. Yeah, Dina's just been caught out of position too many times. 8 deaths on the Varus is not what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're just gonna go back to both teams clearing waves. Like, Joel has.
Yeah, I mean there's yeah, if you're Andromeda here, you just wanna wait out the Baron. And if it's just Joel, I don't think there's much he can do with it. Especially if he's constantly running between waves and just farming them like this.
Yeah, and Drago is pushing out top wave, but none of his team is able to match how far he is, so he's gonna get collapsed on, and they're just not
Yeah.
gonna
Oh my gosh, and Dean gets caught out again and just gets popped by Brewer.
absolutely one popped. And now Drago's gonna die too. Yeah,
Drago's gonna get caught
it's,
like you foretold. This is
it's so
rough. Andromeda's playing like they're ahead. I mean,
And they
Rift
are
Sharks
at this
playing like
point.
they're ahead. Rift Sharks, sorry.
Oh, yeah. And now they can just, like... Joel has to flash the seismic shove so he doesn't die, and then...
Brewer might die here. That's a big shutdown for whoever gets it, but Dad and Honan are here to stop that from happening. Eric's trying to get in, but Brewer with another fantastic seismic shove. Oh, Eric misses the flash.
Honan just flashes forward and headshots Joel.
Gosh.
I don't think this is the game, because Dina's respawned, but they can at least get an inhib here. Verisalt goes wide, and now your defense just becomes so much harder.
Oh my god. And Honan just does half of Dean's health.
They just killed him!
Dean's just dead there! Drago ults the wave to maybe try and proxy.
Maybe?
And he goes in, tries to kill the Renekton, but I don't think it's gonna happen. There's just so much CC on the side of Andromeda.
Meanwhile, Hidiri and Jonah just 1v1.
Just wet noodle fighting each other.
Nautilus and Hidiri, Nautilus and Udyr are the only ones alive, and they're gonna get double inhibbed here. I think after that, Andromeda probably backs off, because you can just have two pushing waves on the bot side and pick up Elder for free. And if they contest, you just double TP into their base. I think Arnie TP will be up by then? No, it's like 2 minutes away. I don't know. Rift Sharks like dug a grave for Andromeda and then jumped into it themselves. Like I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no, I think there isn't anything else to say. Rift Sharks felt so in control of this game for the first like 20 minutes. And then they just made macro mistake after macro mistake, getting caught out, giving up shutdowns, and I mean it's kind of the story of last game too, right?
Yeah. Like you pick up a lead through your superior team fighting, and then you give it away, and
Yeah.
you give away the game. And Drago's gonna die.
Dean gets
Dean's
caught
gonna-
out. Just
how did
I
Dean
would
die?
Honan ulted him.
Yeah, no, I know, but like, how did?
Button.
Oh, he got vision on him through a blue ward, and he just.
Oh man,
Oh
that's
my
so
God.
Honan's sharpshooter.
Oh man, Honan's like American Sniper in this game.
Shot.
And yeah, now 2 people are dead for Elder. Like, how do you ever contest this?
Yeah.
You need to get bot shove, but like, your Varus is dead. You don't have.
It's up in 30 seconds. They might just go objective to objective.
I think if they take Elder and then waste some time on waiting for Baron to respawn, they're wasting too much time on Elder.
I mean, yeah, that
Like, I think you can just
That's
group as 5 and go bot and just end the game. Like, you have siege minions basically on their turrets.
yeah.
But it looks like they're gonna go through mid instead.
Yeah, I mean, they see that the Lux is bot. Eric is backing on enemy Krugs. I guess he was looking for a flank in case they wanted to contest, but I don't think there's a world in which that happens. You just have to shove out waves. And Andromeda is just gonna knock on the front door. 1Q! 1Q from Honan onto Joel, and he's almost brought down to Elder Execute. As Drago looks for an ult on the backline, but he's gonna get popped. There's
Honan
so
low,
much
but
people.
I think it's just over at this point.
Yeah, Grew with a nice Sonya's to bait out Hidiri there, and Eric gets caught out. Hidiri's about to die too, and yeah, that's this game. Dean dying. He can't really do much. He's not allowed to get close to the enemy team, and like that's just the game.
Yeah, they were so close to breaking the mental barrier, and it just...
Oh wow. Yeah.
It didn't happen.
I I honestly think MVP goes to Brewer. He landed so many
I
important
think it's
seismic
either
shots.
it's either Honan or Dad. I think.
Really?
I think Honan with the Jacob said Canadian sniper. Like it just late game impact from the Xerath was absolutely insane. And
Yeah.
I think you can't talk about how the mid game team fights went without like Dad hitting 3-man rel ulties. Like
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm inclined to give it to Honan. I think he deserves it. He was performing out of his mind that game as well. I think honestly, all of Andromeda really pulled up that game.
yeah. I mean Jonah 7-3-20, like those are insane numbers.
Yeah,
And Honan 13-3-19. Yeah. I mean I think we give it to Honan.
sure.
Does anyone from Andromeda want to be interviewed? Maybe. I can drag you if you tell me that you want to be interviewed, guys.
We should do a raffle, see who gets pulled. Hello, Honan.
Hello, Honan.
How are you? How does it feel coming off of those two games?
Exhausted. I want to go EPs. I want nappies.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Those
Oh
early
my,
games were kind of tough.
yeah, I mean, you guys managed to come back. What was your thought process in like the mid to late game? Because you guys really in game two, because you guys really
We
managed to turn around a rough early game.
we all collectively said, guys, lock in. And around 15 minutes, we locked in. You know that meme where it's like the guy who's just sitting at the PC with his controller, and then like his face gets super serious, and everyone,
Yeah,
yeah, that one.
yeah. I mean,
You sat up
you
in your
guys
gamer
totally
chairs.
locked in.
I didn't sit up. I slouched.
That's the real gamer posture.
Man,
Yeah, this Tyler one gamer posture.
I want to ask you about like what Rift Sharks can do to try to stay in the bracket. Like their next series is against MVP. They've had
Okay.
decent success against MVP. They got 1-2 in their first series, I believe, and then 2-0'd them the second series. Like what do you want to
I
see from
think
them in terms of adjustments?
ban out Julian, force Psycho Carrot and Evan to try to perform because they haven't been performing. Uh, pick a champion that can counter Pike. I think putting Erico on Blitzcrank or Braum is going to be pretty key. And then I think Dean can play Varus, but I don't know how good he is right now. I think that if they put him on something like non-traditional ADC, or maybe something like Callista, or
You're saying you
something that
don't
can
know how
like
good Varus is right now?
duel. I don't like the Varus pick right now.
Okay.
For Dean, but like also just in general. I don't know if it has the same kind of impact that it used to in the early game, and that's what you really need against MVP's bot lane.
Sure.
I think mid lane, I'll be for real. I think Joel kind of fathers Valor if he gets a Xerath or a Ziggs.
Really?
So
Okay.
well,
Interesting, interesting.
I don't know how well Valor's going to react to it as well because that's a really boring lane. And I think top lane is also, you know, if you put Drago in a winning matchup top, I think he can do pretty well into either PB or Blake.
Okay.
But for the most part, yeah, I think what needs to change is just bans and bot lane picks
Fair enough.
for the game
Uh,
against MVP. And they'll be good.
what do you think was the difference maker in those two games? I mean, you guys were decently ahead in game one early, and you were pretty much even game two early, and then they won like one fight around Drake, picked up like a 3K gold lead, but then you guys were able to bring it back both games. Like, what do you think was the reason for that?
I think the reason for us coming back was as soon as we got wiped, we woke up, cleaned up our shot calling and our decision making, and just decided to roll them because we know we can with our champions at that point. Like we both teams picked early game teams, but we had better mid game
Okay.
in both games. I'd argue.
Stav, you got any questions?
Not really. I think you covered all mine.
Do you have predictions for MVP against Rift Sharks?
2-0 Sharks.
2-0 Rift Sharks. Okay, I like it. How about
I if
Meta Busters?
MVPs recover from being absolutely mental boomed as the way they are, I will be impressed. I want Valor to prove me wrong. I think he's drafted a good team this time around, but they gotta prove it. And
Yeah,
their time to
definitely.
prove it's
I'll be
against
sad
the
whatever
Sharks.
team drops out. But all
I
right.
won't be.
Last question. Do you have predictions for Metabusters against Andromeda?
You and me, right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Do you field it? I'm not gonna bring that up. I'm gonna say 2 on us, just
2-1
because
Andromeda.
I'm biased, but also because I think that I can, on certain champions, outperform Stav.
All right, Stav. How about you? What do you
Okay.
think?
I think 2-1 Metabusters. Like, I think we have cleaner shot calls.
All right.
All right.
I guess we'll find out on the day, eh?
Yeah.
We work very well as a team. Plus, we have the best team captain in the league. So
No, Stanley's pretty up there.
Stanley's AFK in Japan. He's not even
Nah.
watching this. I say that as he's been chatting. All right, we're gonna cut the
Stanley's just
stream
eating
there.
breakfast.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to tune
Stop
in
giving
next
me
week.
Xerath and Thresh, band them, I promise.
And thanks for coming out.